Hey everyone, welcome to my channel. My name is Katie and today we are going to be creating a super cute notebook cover using the blush collection from Close to My Heart. So here is just a close-up of the project. So again, this is just a notepad cover. So here is the outside, and then on the inside it comes with this really cute pocket. Over here is your notepad. With the pocket you could easily fit little note cards and a pen in here. And then again, here is the front. So I went and used the Close to My Heart brush collection. And this was a campaign that went on a few months ago, but is actually still available in the online only section. And I just wanted to go ahead right now and just kind of show you all the paper that comes in that collection. You can get the paper and these stickers. So here is, again, the brush collection. Here is just a really cute overview of the stickers that come with. Again, Close to My Heart stickers, nice high quality, super thick. I love it. With the brush collection, you're going to notice that it definitely has that watercolor theme to it. If I can just get kind of a close-up of this beautiful flower and that butterfly, you can see that this looks like it's almost brushed with a paintbrush using watercolor, hence why it's called the brush collection. So here are the papers that come with it, and you do actually get two of each. This one right here is the one that we are going to be using on the project today, and the flip side is what I used for my project prior to kind of show you the example. So here is one side. It's got a really cute zip strip on top, and then it's just some green background with some white dots. Here is the other paper. This is the other side of that. So it has some really pretty yellow flowers that almost look like they're roses, kind of painted, and then with a few pink scattered throughout. Here is that paper I said that we will be using on the project now. It's some really pretty diamonds with some colored diamonds on the inside. And again, the back side is right here, that nice big bold floral print that we used on the example sheet. So here is a close-up of this sheet. It is a nice lagoon color in the background with some green leaves. The zip strip is probably my favorite part of this. The top, it says, "Do what you love, believe, you're my inspiration and dream." And then the back side, this is my absolute favorite sheet of the whole paper pack. If they just sold this paper, I probably would hoard it for the rest of my life. It is a beautiful ombre bokeh effect, so it definitely goes from like the orange to the pink down to the yellow. It's a really pretty paper. And then I'm also using in the sample that, or the one that we're going to be creating today, the holographic paper. And I will go ahead and get it taken out of the package. It is definitely shiny, but it's super fun if you can see all of those different colors that it kind of morphs into. So it's got shades of pink and blue and purple, and it's just really pretty. And I'm only using a small piece of it because this definitely a little bit goes a long way with that holographic paper. And it's just a really fun little bit of added jazz to any project. If you don't want to use glitter or foil, there's also that awesome holographic available as well. So again, I'm just going to bring back the original project, and it just uses a typical notepad that you can get from any of your local office supply stores. I think even Walmart or Amazon carries these. I believe they are, what are they, 5 inches by 7.5, I think. So that is just, just a standard kind of notepad. So like I said, we are going to be using the other side of the paper, and then here's that cute little piece of the holographic paper that I cut out. Again, a little bit goes a long way, and if you really wanted to conserve it, you could probably cut out the inside and just kind of put the white sheet on top of it if you really wanted to conserve this paper and kind of hoard onto it and keep it forever. So here are just all the pieces that I had cut out prior. So this is the base, and this, essentially kind of looks like a little book when you open it up, and it is actually 11 inches by 8.5, and then you score this at 5 1/4 by 5 3/4. So I went ahead and did that already, as you can see, but I'm going to show you how you can use the Fiskars cutter to actually use it as a score tool, and I'm going to use it for the inside pocket. So this piece of paper right here is the inside pocket, and this measures 6.5 by 4 3/4. So I'm going to go ahead and lay it right on this Fiskars cutter, and I'm using a tool that unfortunately is no longer available. It's a retired tool, but if you can get something very similar to this, it's got this nice rounded edge on this side and then a poke kind of edge, sharper edge on that side. You could even use a bone folder if you don't have one, or any other tool that you have available that you can use to make a nice crisp score line. So again, on the 6.5 side, place that in your Fiskars cutter, and we are going to score this one first at 1/2 inch, and then you just take whatever tool you're using and just kind of go down that railing and just use that. So instead of cutting, you can just use this tool. And I do believe the Fiskars cutters comes with a separate top right here that you can actually buy, that is, instead of the cutter, it is a scoring tool. But I didn't have that available, so I'm just going to go ahead and use the tools I have. So again, score first at 1/2 inch, then move it over and score at 3/4 inch. Then you're going to turn it around to the other side and score it at 5 3/4. And then again at 6 inches. So just moving it over a little bit. And then you are going to turn it to the 4 3/4 side and score at 1/2 inch. And then again at 3/4 inch. Then we're going to go ahead, put that to the side, and then just going to go ahead and fold it in. And as you can see, I kind of, right here on the paper, you can see the white showing through. There is a certain way to actually score paper so that doesn't happen. And you just have to go with the grain of the paper versus going against. But most of this will get covered up, so I'm not worried about it anyway. So here is just kind of a close-up of that corner, and I'm going to try to move my light as well just to see if that'll help with the shadow, because I am getting a really bad shadow on this. But what I wanted to show you is that here, that seems to be better. Right here where this little corner piece is, we're actually going to cut that out. So I'm going to go ahead and take my scissors and then just go ahead and cut that little corner piece out. Same thing on the other side, just going right ahead up here and getting that cut out. And then those two pieces can be discarded. I'm going to go ahead and get that light moved back in. So again, you're going to want to score and fold on each of those lines. And essentially you're making this really cute little pocket like we have right here. So before I go ahead and glue this pocket in or anything, I'm going to go ahead and glue this sheet, which is just decorative paper, that I am going to put on top of it. So that is going to just go right here. And since this is paper to paper, I'm just going to go ahead and use the ATG gun, because I have this just, available on my desk. You could use the ATG gun, you could use a Close to My Heart roller, whatever adhesive you prefer to use will work. It does not need to be extra strength or anything like that, because you're essentially just gluing paper to paper. So that piece right there is just 1/4 inch less than what the actual piece is. So if I were to go ahead and measure this, so this is actually, so it's 5 3/4 by 3 3/4. So it's just 1/4 inch, just to give that cute little border. And you could actually cut it out to the 5 by 4 piece as well if you didn't want that border. So that is essentially that little pocket. And then we're going to go ahead and decorate the cover first, and we're going to put the notepad in last. I find that it's a lot easier to actually decorate the cover first versus adding the notepad and then trying to decorate after. So this piece right here is 5 1/4 by 5s. Go ahead and make sure I get that glued down. And then I went ahead and cut out the zip strip, which was on that paper. It's really cute, 2 different shades of pink. So go ahead and get that glued down. Again, for this part, it's paper to paper, so no need to worry about how strong the adhesive is. So this piece actually gets glued right here to the holographic piece, and then it is going to be placed right there. But I wanted to do some stamping on this, so before I glue it, I am going to go ahead and use the August stamp of the month. So this is the stamp that I used on my original version, and I'm just going to use a different stamp this time. So on the original version, I used the Celebrate You, and on this one, I'm going to use the Sending Smiles. So I did use this flower, and I actually stamped that and cut that out already. These do not come with a thin cut, so you do have to do the nice, fun, old-fashioned fussy cutting, but it's super easy to do. It's a really easy shape, and then with these scissors, it's definitely easy to get that flower cut out perfectly. So I already have that stamped or put on a stamping block, and I'm going to go ahead and use this foam sheet that comes with it. So what I'm going to do is place that piece of white cardstock right on top of that foam sheet, and just for reference, I'm going to place that flower there because I want to make sure that I am putting the sentiment where I want, and then make sure that I have room for the flower. So I'm going to go ahead and get this stamped. So I do kind of the twisting method and then a little bit of the dabbing, just to go ahead and make sure that I have it all nice and inked up. So again, a little bit of twisting and some dabbing, and I did season this before, so I stamped a few images prior to doing this so I could get a good result with that stamp. And the color that I'm using for that stamp is Lagoon, and Lagoon is part of the colors that go with this particular paper pack. So now I'm going to go ahead and get the white sheet of cardstock glued on to the holographic paper, and then glue that holographic paper right on top of the notepad holder. So there is that with the holographic, and it's definitely giving you a bit of a shine and a glare, but I mean, in real life, that paper is just absolutely gorgeous. It is definitely holographic, as it's referred to. There are a few different other shades of holographic, like I said, but I thought this one with the pink and purple really went well with the theme I'm going with. Plus, I wanted just a little bit of that kind of blue to pop out, because right on the paper, it's kind of got a lagoon diamond right inside of there. So I thought that was just really cute that it would go together that way. So again, with that stamp, I stamped it out on the white cardstock, and then I went ahead and cut it out with the scissors. So I'm just going to go ahead and take my thumb and just kind of go all around, just to kind of lift up the petals, just to give it kind of a fun effect, like a raised effect, just to make sure that this project isn't all completely flat. And then I'm going to raise it up with one of the 3D foam dots. And today I'm actually using the thicker ones. I know I've used the thinner ones in the past, but I wanted the thicker ones on this project just because I thought it would give it a nice extra lift. So I'm just going to go ahead and get that laid down over here. And then I cut out the leaves as well. So I stamped those up, and I used the green apple stamp, or the ink pad. And then I just fussy cut those out as well. For these ones, I'm going to go ahead and use some liquid adhesive. Again, I like liquid adhesive for certain things because it gives you a bit of wiggle room when you're using it. So I'm going to go ahead and get that one down. Go glue the back of this one. And get that one laid down over here, making sure I'm not going into my sentiment because I don't want to overlap anything. And then again, just kind of going and making those petals a little 3D as well. So then on this one, we are going to flip it over and work on that pocket. So again, here is just a picture of that pocket that we made before with the cutout corners. And I'm just going to use some glue dots right on these corners so I can get the edges. When I fold it like this, the edges will stick together. But I am going to use ATG for the rest of it. So just kind of going down the line this way, this sheet will stick to essentially the cover. But I wanted to make sure that I got the actual pocket adhered really well and with a stronger adhesive, just in case somebody does want to put some pens or note cards right in it. So again, just kind of folded those two in, and then here is our cute little pocket. And I'm just going to go ahead and place the pocket right over here, just at the bottom on the left hand side. And then I'm going to take a bone folder and just kind of push down on those sides and down at the bottom as well, just to make sure I have a really good adhesive or attachment. So there you go, right there. And then we're going to go ahead and attach this notepad. So I wanted to use a heavier duty kind of tape versus ATG, just to make sure that this does not fall off. So I'm just using this tape that I'm pretty sure I got off of Amazon. It is by American Crafts, and it is kind of the tear tape. So you just put it on and tear it down. And then I'm just going to kind of rub it down on the top, and then take that tool and kind of get that backing off, which this is probably the most difficult part of this whole thing, is getting this backing off. And maybe I can just get it down here with my nails. Otherwise, you could use some liquid adhesive, would work, but that would take just a little longer to dry. So I went ahead and used this tape that I got again off of Amazon, which I'm pretty sure is just called tear tape, but I can definitely look that up and add that down below. So maybe I should try this pokey tool. I know this definitely helps. I've seen people use this before as their kind of little hack for when this tape doesn't want to. So it is really good, strong adhesive. It's really hard to get that backing off for some reason. And maybe there's just, you know, another hack or a trick to it that I'm just not thinking of. But, you know, I was told kind of rub that down and then just kind of get up on that corner piece. So I think I got some of it over here. And then we'll just get that torn off. And there we have it. So again, really strong adhesive is what you're going to want to get this notepad attached. So then I'm just going to kind of eyeball it, get it put down, rub that, kind of flip it over, rub that back as well. And then there you have it. That piece is attached, and you can see that you can flip through the notepad and that is not going anywhere. So then this piece up here, I didn't want to leave that color. So I cut out a piece of the pattern paper, and this is actually 5 inches by 1 inch wide. So that just kind of fits right on top of that and adds a little bit of added color to the top. And then it also matches the pocket, which also matches the front, which I do not like where I placed this one. I'm actually going to lower it. I think it looked much better when it was lower, so there we go. I like that better. And then for a little bit of added touch, I wanted to use the black and white dots. So this is just the white dots that come in that package, and I'm just going to go ahead and take off one of these and put it right in the middle of there. And then as you can see, there are some that are colored, and I actually colored some pink and some of that nice teal. And what I used were the Spectrum Noir markers, so right here. So for that blue, I ended up using the blue turquoise blend, and I used the dark side. And then for that pink, color, I used the light side for that. And then on the pink color, which this is the bright pink blend, I ended up using the dark one of that as well, or dark one of that. So that is the two colors that I used to kind of create the colored little dots, because they just come in black and white. So now I'm just going to kind of go ahead. I think I want to use the pink ones. On my sample sheet, I had the pink ones as well. And on that one, I actually used the lighter shade. So you can kind of see that that is a lighter pink. And for that one, I actually used the pale pink markers. And on that one, I used, I believe, the palest one. So the light shade. So right here, the pale pink blend is what I used to color that. So then I'm just going to go ahead. Well, this is actually kind of bothering me. That's not straight. So go ahead and get that straightened out. And then I'm just going to go ahead and add them kind of, you know, sporadically on there. But obviously, considering the, you know, the triangle effect, that gives you the nice vision. So there we go. There's 3 there. And then for just another added fun, I wanted to add some glitter to this. So I'm going to go ahead and use the clear shimmer brush. So you can kind of see it. It's just a clear head on that one. So I'm just going to go ahead and add some glitter on the sides of this. And then just, you know, add it onto that paper. And then it gives an added little bit of shine. Move that one out of the way. Little bit of added shine onto the edge of that paper. And then also on the flower, and I'm not going to be overly cautious with this or try to get it all perfect on here, because this is just the clear glitter. It's not the pale pink shimmer brush. If it was that, then I would probably be a lot more careful when coloring it in. But since this is the clear, which happens to be kind of my favorite and go-to, you can kind of be as sloppy as you want with it, and you will still get this beautiful effect. That made it worse actually. Whoop, there we go, there's the light again. I'm trying to get a nice close-up of that just so you can see the glitter, but I don't think that's working with my current lighting situation. But here are the 2 projects that I created using the blushed paper pack from Close to My Heart, along with the August stamp of the month. Thanks so much for joining me, and I will see you all next time.